Hello and welcome back to the channel. We missed you. The new consoles are here, which you know if you've been watching the channel, but they are impossible to get your hands on because of bots and scalpers and all kinds of nonsense. But we sent our intrepid reporter, Amir Ramirez, out into the field, the digital field.
I went on my phone.
You went on your phone.
We go party, hey, hey. We go party.
I was going to open this video with something along the lines of, well, the next-gen consoles are finally here after months of anticipation, but quite frankly, I just don't believe they exist. Sorry, but until I see a giant, disgusting monolith in my living room, the next-gen consoles are nothing but mere figments of my imagination. And probably yours too. Normally it's lonely being the only one without the newest cool thing, but it's not anymore, because thousands of others have shared their experiences with trying to obtain the forbidden gamer fruit. The night before the consoles launched, I had my browser open and was spamming the refresh button like a lunatic, even though I consistently told myself I didn't care, and I would just wait to get the consoles once it was available to get without jumping through flaming hoops. At the time of recording this, the next-gen consoles have been out for about a week with little to no signs of restocks outside of a few Black Friday ads. Now, what if I told you that the next-gen consoles are widely available, but I followed that up with, how much do you value your arm and your leg? And possibly your kidney, depending on where you're buying it from? Scalpers, the practice of buying the newest thing in bulk to flip at a ridiculous profit. These people are the scum of the earth. I remember really seeing a rise in scalpers during the release of the NES Classic. Nintendo created this sort of false sense of urgency and a completely fabricated limited supply. Of course, now NES Classics are pretty easy to get, but it wasn't at that exact moment in time, so scalpers made a killing. And the same would happen during the release of the SNES Classic, which I was lucky enough to get my hands on during the first wave of pre-orders. Others weren't so lucky, and Nintendo somewhat learned from that, making the tiny consoles a bit more available to the public. Look, I get it, it's a hustle, you gotta respect the hustle, but I don't, I'm sorry, fuck you. It's weird because it feels like an inadvertent scam preying upon the people with the patience of a housefly. But who's to blame? Is it the console manufacturers for either not making enough supply to meet demand, or spacing out release to make their items seem more sought after? Or is it the online stores that allow hosting for scalpers to sell these marked up systems like Amazon? Or is it the people buying these things that encourage this type of scummy behavior? Whatever the case, it's a practice that'll long be here after you and I have run our courses on this earth. Now, if you bought your next-gen console through a scalper, chances are you probably have a disposable income, so none of this really matters to you. And to that I say, can I borrow $1? I'm trying to get an Arizona iced tea. Contrary to popular belief, we here at Inside Gaming aren't exactly rolling in the big ones, you know what I mean? But that doesn't stop me from wanting to take a look at the scalpers who have completely forfeited their need to be a decent human being. So follow me on this journey while I try to get a PS5 or an Xbox Series X at a reasonable price. I'm willing to give up a kidney. Fuck it, I got two of them. Okay, so this first one, this guy's selling a PS5 digital edition, but what made me laugh is not the stupid ass price of $900. That's to be expected. But the fact that he wants to meet at a police station. What is that, in case somebody robs you? My man, I think you're confused, okay? You are the only one committing this robbery here. I'll take my money elsewhere, thank you. Okay, here's one that upsets me. This guy turned his living room into a freaking pawn shop. Let's see, he's selling PS5s for $1,100 and the digital version for $1,000. But he's cutting us a deal on the Series X for $900. Man, what a nice guy. We should probably pull the trigger on this one because Christmas is right around the corner and he's only got a few left. Thanks for that reminder. One thing I always wondered about scalpers is, like, you clearly have the capital to clear out half the stock of your local Walmart, right? So why are you so insistent on ripping people off for a few extra $100 buying a Bentley? Okay, this guy is straight up selling a PS5 for $5,000. I don't think you understand how scalping works. You see, you gotta price it low enough to make people consider it, but high enough to make them regret it a week later. Here's a dude selling the Xbox Series X for $2,000. What? Alright, this one's pretty good. This guy has a sense of humor, at least. Up until now, we've only been looking at OfferUp, which just scans my local area, so let's take a nice little jaunt over to the good old-fashioned eBay. This person is selling a PlayStation 5 for $1,800. An absolute steal, if you ask me. From my wallet. What's cool about eBay is people can actually leave reviews before they actually purchase the item. This person says, "The scalpers have gone too far this time." like they killed your dog and you're seeking revenge. This is where I would write my review if the scalpers had not crashed the retail websites and bought most of the PS5s in stock to turn a quick buck. Do not give scalpers your hard-earned money for something that will be back in stores. Perhaps the future PS5s will be more polished and better than the launch PS5. So there's a few good points here that I think we can all learn from. Don't give scalpers your hard-earned money and you'll probably get a better product in the long run. Because typically the first wave of any next-gen console is going to have a myriad of issues, right? Because they haven't actually been fully stress tested like they do once they hit retail launch. Because you got, a bunch of different people who play video games, they all live differently, right? Some people like to eat nacho cheese dip off their consoles. To each their own. I don't care, but that's really the best way to stress test these things, and eventually you'll just get a better one. If you wait. This may sound like I'm just trying to not only make myself feel better about not getting a next-gen console, that's partially true, but I'm also trying to make you feel a little bit better about it. So, cut me some slack here, please. Man, I'm getting kind of bummed now. I'm starting to get that feeling of loneliness again, without a nice big piece of Japanese plastic to cuddle up next to and be serenaded by the sweet sounds of cooling fans sucking dust out of a heat sink. Oh, I know, I'll just take a look at how my fellow colleagues fared in the race for next-gen.
All right, so I did not pre-order. I should have, but I didn't want one at the time. Then I got excited when it got closer. I really wanted to play Demon Souls, mostly. Tried Walmart mostly. Got one in the cart once. Sold out by the time I got to checkout because the site made me log in maybe 5-6 times in order to check out. Tried to get on Amazon, kind of a similar thing. Got sort of in the cart, but the site was such a mess that nothing happened. Oh, and I was refreshing Wario 64 the entire time. I have a Costco membership. So I got one. It sold out shortly after I got mine, but the catch there is I had to buy an extra controller, a game, and I think like a month of PS Now, so it was more expensive, but it was mostly stuff that I would have bought anyway, except maybe the controller. So I saw the GameStop bundles up for sale, and I could have bought one. They were $800, and it was a similar thing where it was like a bundle with just a ton of stuff in it. And the only reason I didn't get that is I really did not want NBA 2K, because I feel like I can sell an extra controller and get my money back. I don't know that anyone is buying NBA 2K on eBay or whatever. I think I got one. Payment still hasn't gone through, fortunately. But I don't know. We'll find out in like a week or two, I guess.
I don't even want a PS5, but Patrick was able to get a pre-order, and him having one and me not is going to drive me to do unspeakable things. I don't know what to, I'm driven solely by petty jealousy because I don't want Patrick to have something that I don't, because he's a snake in the grass and he doesn't deserve these things, these nice things. I tried the Walmart method when they were refreshing sales around launch day. I tried it again today as of this recording. Every time the site was broken, I was given a false beacon of hope with one in my cart, and then every time I tried to check out, it would crash the site, or I'd hit this oh dear loading screen, and it just sucked. My roommate saw one at a Target up in the valley, so I, on a whim, went and triangulated the Targets in my area. None of them had one. This is annoying. I don't even need it yet. I have so many games on my backlog on PC, and I just bought a VR headset, but I need it because other people have it, and I am driven by these petty impulses. It's really hard to be me.
So yeah, I'm sure that everybody's got a lovely story about how they tried and valiantly succeeded at getting a brand new console in 2020, or more than likely, they tried and inevitably failed at getting a brand new console in 2020. Well, here I am to tell you, I didn't even bother.
So yeah, I was able to get an Xbox Series X. It actually wasn't that hard, but you do have to be one of the lucky few that rides the immense wave of people trying to get a pre-order or a new shipment launch. For me, I got mine, just happened to be one of the lucky few that got in there like right when the pre-orders went live. And it took me a couple tries on the Microsoft Store online, and I got it. I had a bunch of other tabs open, we're refreshing those and had some close calls. Microsoft Store came through in a big way. I got my Xbox day one with all the other launch consoles. PS5 though, still elusive. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, if you don't get in there, you don't get that window, you're just completely boned. So it sucks. You think like these companies are collecting all this user data about people who play their games and how people play games, but they can't use any of that data to like prevent bots or scalpers from like just buying up all of these consoles before people who actually want to play them can. So it really sucks. It's a bummer. I wish everybody out there who's trying to get new consoles the best of luck. and I'm crossing my fingers to get a PS5 still. Who knows?
So Amir asked me to relay my experiences with trying to get a next-gen console, so here we go. Personally, I am only interested in snagging a PS5. I've tried a couple times, not very hard to see if one's available, but I've not been like that person that's been hitting the website refresh right at the same time, so admittedly not trying very hard. But my girlfriend just recently canceled her order for an Xbox Series X for me because she was going to surprise me with that as a gift, and then on a stream I was talking about how one of the people in the chat was like, "Yo, Zach, are you more interested in a PS5 or Xbox?" And it started this whole conversation about how I'm not interested in an Xbox One X at all. I already have like a pretty beefy PC rig, so I'm really only interested in the PS5 for the exclusives. Midstream, got a text from my girlfriend that was like, "So, should I cancel this Xbox?" It ended up being okay. She was like, "No harm, no foul." Like, she knew that I had no idea, and she ended up just canceling the order for it and got her money back. But that was an interesting way to poo-poo all over what would have been her I would assume Christmas gift to me or something. So sorry about that, Andrea. But yeah.
I wasn't going to, and then the FOMO hit me about the PS5 on Thursday, and I was like, I'll try. And so I wasted a good 30 minutes.
Okay, so I think what I've learned here today is we wasted so much time trying to get a next-gen console at a reasonable price when the answer has been right in front of us this whole time. I'm gonna go meet this guy in front of a police station. I'll be right back. I got a PS2 and some cardboard. Hey, can I borrow $900?
As you probably know, if you've tried to buy a PS5 or a Series X, they are in very short supply these days, which has led to a lot of scalping. And last week, one scalper became internet famous, maybe not in the way they intended, after they posted a photo of dozens of PS5s that they were selling at an incredibly marked up rate. I mean, no, I guess it was how they intended.
Yeah, because it